All right, Cholo Choker here. Los Tres Chingones boxing, homie. Just a real quick one. Um, Shouts to all the chingones and chingonas. You know what? Just because I'm recording, let me go ahead and put this as well, man. There we go. All right. So over the weekend, we saw Subriel Matiz versus Jeremiah Ponce, right? And look, I thought it was a good fight, man. I thought Ponce had a really good first round. But after that, I didn't think Ponce was really hurting Matias. And while I thought it was somewhat of a competitive fight, I was entertained. Okay, I was entertained. And I never really thought that Jeremiah Ponce was completely out of the fight. I never really thought that. I thought that he was somewhat in the fight all the time. I didn't really see where, he was really completely overwhelmed. Now, was he hurting Subriel Matiz? Not really. Not really. That knockdown, okay, it was like I don't know, man, like some sort of stiff knockdown. Look, in my opinion, man, and I'm not gonna go ahead and be one to just argue, okay? Are we getting to a time now where when a fighter gets into some trouble, you know, stop the fight? Um, is this going to be a new era of boxing? I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm not complaining. I'm just asking, are we into this new era of boxing now where this is going to be the new here? So if somebody gets a little touched up, a little bit hurt, just to be on the safe side, you just go ahead and stop the fight. I'm not saying I really have a problem with the stoppage because I really don't think Jeremiah Ponce was really going to get back into the fight. But we're starting to see a little bit more of these. I don't even really want to say early stoppages. I'm just going to say stoppages. Somebody gets into some trouble and boom, stoppage. Whether it's the ref, whether it's the corner, just to be on the safe side. And I will say this, man. I understand they're the ones in the ring. I understand they're the ones that have to make the decision, but it is going to take away from the product for the fans. Maybe not all the fans, but at some point, man, it's going to take a little bit away. But nonetheless, man, Matisse gets the victory. Where does he go from here? There's rumors about him getting in there with what's his face? Regis Prograis. Again, nothing is set. These are just kind of floating rumors. So I don't know what to make of that. I really don't, man. Regis Prograis, I think, is a true champion. I think the guy is definitely dangerous, Holmes. The thing about Regis Prograis, and just being honest, he doesn't bring in a lot of money, so he's gonna have to get into fights like this against Matisse because I'm not really sure how many heavy hitters are gonna go up against Regis Prograis, somebody who's very dangerous. And while he is a champion, he just does not bring in that money. So, but moving right along, man, let's get to Jake Paul. Now, I did watch this fight. I did not pay for it. Wink, wink. Um, Look, people were interested in seeing this fight, man. There were stars out there, and where was it? Saudi Arabia, Deontay Wilder. I don't know if you guys saw the way he was dressed. Um, all the fights were pretty entertaining. Not the best boxing matches you will see when it comes to the sweet science. Just kind of a little bit more brawl style, which is every now and then it's fun to see, but I wouldn't want every fight to be that way. So, but it was, it was entertaining, man. I'm not really sure what anybody really expects, but it was all right. Now, getting to the main event with um with Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Right away, you were pretty much able to tell that Tommy Fury, his boxing skills were just a little better than Jake Paul. You could tell that he was the quote unquote the real boxer, I guess you would say. Jake Paul kind of held his own. I'm not taking that away from Jake Paul, man. He held his own. He was definitely in this fight the entire time. The point deductions were a little bit off, but the first round there was a lot of holding, right? Just punching, moving forward, and they would wrap up. Um, that knockdown, which I believe was in the last round, where Jake Paul knocked down Tommy Fury, and it was a knockdown. It was a stiff jab. He kind of slipped at the same time, but it was a knockdown. Nonetheless, Tommy Fury gets the victory. I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see Jake Paul lose. However, it's not like he got his ass kicked. For those that are saying like, "Oh man, he needs some humble pie." Do you guys really think this fight really humbled him? He lost, yes, but uh, it's again, he was in the fight. It's not like Tommy Fury really took him down, man. So for those that really want Jake Paul to be humbled, I'm not really sure if this really did it. I don't have a problem with Jake Paul. I've came out and said, man, I'm actually starting to like the guy. Now, Tommy Fury, on the other hand, man, this guy was celebrating, dog, like he just won the Super Bowl. This guy was celebrating like he just unified all the titles, like he's a champion. And you beat a YouTuber. You're over here making fun of Jake Paul for not being a real fighter and being a YouTuber. God, you're celebrating like, man, like you just achieved your goal. When you were asked at the end, like, hey, what do you want to do next in your career? Oh, man, I want to go home, spend some time with my kids, which is cool, which is fine. But usually you hear people talk like that when they, when they really accomplish something. You're talking a lot of masa, man, talking about he's just a YouTuber. He's not a real fighter. But then when you won the fight by split decision, by the way, you're like head over heels excited, man. But Jake Paul has a rematch clause. Should they do it again? Yeah, I guess they should. It was a pretty decent fight. It wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't a great fight, but it was entertaining enough, man. But what do you guys think about Jake Paul, man? Is he exposed, as people like to say, Holmes? Is this it, man? If he fights Tommy Fury again, does he lose? Is there a chance that he beats Tommy Fury? I thought he did pretty good. I did, man. I was a little surprised. I was thinking, okay, now he's in there with an actual boxer, not that much of an actual boxer in Tommy Fury, but actually somebody a boxer now. And it did somewhat show. It did somewhat show. However, Jake Paul kind of held his own, man. So you guys let me know, man. Is Jake Paul done? Have we seen the last of Jake Paul? Or are we going to see a rematch? And in the rematch, should he lose that match, is he done in boxing? Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing.